Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. Friends, we have already discussed about the concept of data. We have also discussed the concept of information and the concept of knowledge. Then we have also discussed different sources from where we acquire knowledge, and at the same time we have also discussed how to constitute a discipline by categorizing a different type of knowledge. Okay, so how the journey of a discipline, it starts from knowledge by categorizing a specific or a particular form of knowledge. We constitute a discipline, and that discipline we practice in our education system, in our higher education system, or it also take a form of a subject, means a subject that has emerged from a discipline, and that subject is being taught at the school stage, okay, in school education. So friends, from knowledge a discipline has emerged, and from disciplines different subjects has emerged. So this is the, you can say, the linking of knowledge with the discipline, then discipline with the subject. But here in this program today we'll discuss about the perspectives of a discipline and the characteristics of a discipline. We will try to understand and we will engage ourselves in understanding, getting the concept about what is a discipline, what are the characteristics of a discipline, at the same time what are the perspectives of a discipline. So friends, let us try to discuss the characteristics of a discipline, and when we will discuss the characteristics, then simultaneously we will also discuss different perspectives of a discipline. The first characteristics, I will say, that is every discipline is having its own history and its own development. Okay, so you see, when we talk about a discipline, you can take the name of any discipline, maybe a discipline of history, maybe a discipline of economics, maybe even a discipline of education, maybe discipline of sociology or political science. You will find that every discipline is having its own journey. The every discipline is having its own chronology. Okay, means once upon a time, that discipline has been emerged by forming, by categorizing a type of knowledge, and that discipline is, at the present time, that discipline is being practiced in our education system. So without history you will not find the emergence of every discipline. Without a development you will not find that there is the existence of a discipline. So whenever there is a matter of a discipline, an academic discipline that we practice in our education system, definitely that discipline is having a certain history and its development. So you see, when we talk about the history of a discipline, it implies the development of that particular discipline and chronology of its growth and modification. So many a time you must have heard and you must have observed and you must have, by different article, different literature, you must have, studied that the emergence of a discipline. So you see, many a time you will find that from a particular discipline, from a parent discipline, many sub disciplines are emerging. So you see, when we are talking about microbiology, when we are talking about biochemistry, okay, when we are talking about nanotechnology, so you see, earlier these are not the parent discipline. Okay, the parent discipline, let physics is a discipline. Under the broad discipline of science, let physics is a discipline. From the discipline of physics, another sub discipline, another form of knowledge that has been emerged, let as example, that is the nanotechnology. Okay, again, in the broad discipline of you can say biological science, botany or zoology, you will find that the microbiology, that has been emerged. So, friends, if you'll go through the genesis of a discipline, you'll find that once upon a time, categorizing a certain form of knowledge, a discipline has been emerged, and further that discipline has developed. Okay, with the result of different research and with the need of the society, with the need of you can say the academic requirement, then you'll find that new discipline has been emerged in different times. So that's why we can say that this is the characteristics of a discipline, that every discipline is having its own history and development. Okay, every discipline is having its own story. Okay, that story is the history, that story is the development of that discipline. And second discipline, we can say that every discipline is having a type of domain of body of knowledge. Okay, every discipline, you cannot say that if a discipline has been emerged, if a discipline has been practiced in the education system, that every discipline is having a domain and body of knowledge. So as a researcher, as a student of education, you should understand that what is a domain and what is a body of knowledge, and how you can say that every discipline is having a body of knowledge. So friends, you take the example of any discipline. Okay, let take the example of education, specifically teacher education. You see, when we are talking the discipline of teacher education or the discipline of education, the broad discipline of education, teacher education is simply a branch under the broad discipline of education. Okay, so when we talk about the discipline of education, you see, the discipline of education is having a body of knowledge. Okay, we practice different theories, different principles, different you can say laws, for better understanding education. If you will take the example of pedagogy, okay, we use the theory of personality, we use the principle of motivation, the theories of motivation, we use the theories of intelligence, we use the theories of you can say creativity, we use the theories of other aptitude, other aspects of education. So when we talk about the pedagogy, when we talk about the teaching learning process, how learning happens, and by using what techniques, what method, what strategies, what approach we teach the students, so definitely we follow certain principles, certain theories, and certain laws, and that laws, principles has been developed. So you can say when we talk about the body of knowledge of a disciplines, means the theories that the theories and principles that has been being used in that discipline. Again, when we talk about the discipline of different discipline of science, you will find that there are many principles, many theories that we use in mathematics, we use many theories and principles in physics, many theories and principles in chemistry, accordingly many theories and principles in biological sciences. We have the principles, we have the theories that we practice in economics, we practice in sociology. So friends, these things, these concepts, the theories, the principles, the laws, these are, you can say, the body of knowledge. So that's why every discipline, whenever there is the existence of a discipline, then definitely that discipline is having a substantial body of knowledge. Okay, because of that substantial body of knowledge, there is the existence of that discipline. Then again, every discipline is having a type of domain. Okay, so here when we are talking about the domain, that means you can say every discipline is having a type of knowledge base. That knowledge base may be it may address the cognitive domain, the affective domain, as well as the psychomotor domain or the conative domain. So try to understand. Cognitive domain means when we are talking about a body of knowledge. Okay, it addresses the knowledge aspect, the theories, principles. Then when we talk about the affective domain, you see, in every body of knowledge, in every discipline, certain knowledge is there, certain things are there which touches our heart. Means many a time we feel something, many a time we realize something. So that's why we realize certain knowledge. So the thinking, the realization, okay, and the feeling aspect, that is the affective domain. You can say that is the affective domain of any discipline. Then there is the presence of, say, psychomotor domain of every discipline. So when we talk about the psychomotor domain, means here we are talking about the skills. Okay, you see, in a discipline of physics, we are also developing certain skills. Okay, and by using that skills, we solve certain physical problems, certain problems related to physics. In mathematics also we acquire certain skills. In education also we acquire certain skills. Means when we teach the students, when we deal the students, definitely first we acquire certain skill, and that skill we practice to teach our students, and our students, our learners, they are also acquiring certain skills. So friends, whenever there is the existence of a discipline, when we are talking about a discipline, then definitely that discipline is having three domains of knowledge: the cognitive domain of knowledge, the affective domain of knowledge, at the same time the psychomotor domain of knowledge. Then next, we will discuss that every discipline is having a research base. Okay, so you see, every discipline, you see, you will find that certain group of research scholars, group of students, they are pursuing a research in the discipline of history, they are pursuing their research in the discipline of education, they are pursuing their research in the discipline of physics, they are pursuing their research in the discipline of geology, in the discipline of sociology, in the discipline of economics. So friends, every discipline is having a type of research base. And friends, try to understand, when we are talking about the research base, they are using a particular research methodology, they are using a particular process of conducting the research, they are using a particular they are using certain process. More or less, you see, when you are talking about the research, it is a systematic process, it is a scientific process. So certain methodology, certain process, certain steps we follow. But there is the difference of using a certain method for pursuing a research in science discipline and pursuing a research in history, pursuing a research in economics and pursuing a research in chemistry. So that's why whenever there is a discipline, there is the characteristic that every discipline is having a type of research base. Okay, so by conducting the research, many new findings, many new results that comes forward, and we use that new findings, new innovations, and new results for generating new knowledge, for practicing new knowledge. And we can also say that because of the research results, research findings, the innovations, what you are doing, many a time there is the essence, there is the need, there is the justification of the emergence of a new discipline. So that's why there is a research base of every discipline. Then friends, as I have already said, that every discipline is having a philosophical perspectives, every discipline is having a type of theories and principles. So without a perspectives, there is no existence, there is no we cannot form a discipline. So the discipline is having a philosophical perspective, means certain philosophy is interlinked, certain philosophy is you can say included in a discipline. That discipline has been emerged with certain philosophy, and that philosophy is a type of knowledge, that philosophy is a type of concept, that philosophy is a type of process, that philosophy is a type of principles and theories, and we use that principles and that theories to understand, for better understanding of that discipline. We work on that discipline, and that discipline is having a certain types of philosophy, and definitely we use that philosophy for conducting our research, conducting our study in that discipline. And every discipline is having a historical perspectives, as already I have said that every discipline is having its own development, own chronology, and own history, own story, okay, own narration, own narratives. So that's why this is the historical perspectives of a discipline. So friends, every discipline is having a philosophical perspectives, every discipline is having a historical perspectives. Then again we will talk about, you see, every discipline, we can say this is another characteristics of a discipline, that in every discipline you will find that there are a group of intellectual followers, group of intellectual followers. You see, when we talk about science, consciously, certain names that comes to your mind. We take the name of Newton, we take the name of Einstein, we take the name of Ramanujan, we take the name of other scientists also. Ramanujan means when we are talking about the mathematics. So friends, you see, you can say maybe Newton, maybe Einstein, or other scientists in the field of science. You see, they are the intellectual followers of a discipline. Accordingly, in education, when we are talking about the education, we use certain principles and theories. That principles and theories are developed by certain educationists, certain psychologists. Okay, we talk about Thorndike, we talk about Pavlov, we talk about Piaget, we talk about other psychologists also. Okay, so here when we talk about the educationist, means they are the followers of the discipline of education. When we talk about the scientist, those are working in the field of science. So definitely you will find the certain intellectual followers, they are constantly, continuously working for the development of physics, for the development of biology, for the development of chemistry, for the development of you will also find that certain social scientists, they are constantly, continuously working. They are following a discipline. They are working in sociology. They are working in political science and political administration. You will find certain world class economics are there. Okay, so they are working for the cause of economics. They are doing many good researches in the field of economics. So friends, when we are talking about the characteristics of a discipline, then definitely we can say that every discipline is having a group of intellectual followers. And what the intellectual followers do, they conduct new research, they conduct new innovations in the field of, in the area of their discipline. And because of their innovation, because of their research, because of their engagement, and because of their deep study, we are getting new findings, we are getting new result. And what we are doing, we are using that result, we are using that new findings, we are using that new principles in our education system, okay, by solving different problems, and by applying those principles, those theories, those rules in that discipline. So friends, every discipline is having a group of intellectual followers. Those are working in that discipline constantly, and they are coming forward with many new things, many new innovations in that discipline. Then we can say every discipline, this is also another characteristic, that every discipline is having an institutional manifestation. Friends, you should understand that what is an institutional manifestation. You see, whenever there is the matter of a discipline, you will find that that discipline is being practiced in the education system. Okay, so you see, let you are a student, you are a scholar of sociology. So you have studied sociology in the university system. You have studied your master of sociology. You have studied PhD in the area of sociology. You have done MPhil in sociology. Let you are from the economics discipline. You have studied master of economics. You have done your MPhil and PhD in economics. Okay, so here what we are saying, that when we are talking about the characteristics of a discipline, every discipline is having an institutional manifestation. It means that discipline is being studied in the for the academic purpose. Okay, in the institutions, maybe in the university system, maybe in different colleges or maybe in the school system also. You see, we are studying physics, we are studying chemistry, we are studying economics, we are studying education, we are studying sociology, we are studying different languages, English literature in the university. Okay, we are doing our master. Then at the graduation level also, these disciplines, these subjects are being taught at the college level. Okay, so we are studying let English honors, we are studying honors in education, we are studying honors in economics, we are studying honors in you can say philosophy, we are studying honors in sociology. So at the graduation level we are also practicing a discipline, and you see from that discipline certain subject has been emerged, and that subject is also being taught at the school level. Just like you see in school, the students are studying science, the students are studying you can say mathematics, the students are studying social science. So from a discipline, certain topics, certain chapters that has been taken, and a school curriculum has been designed, and that has been implemented at the school stage. So that's why when we are talking about a discipline, you will not find that that discipline is not practicing in the school system, in the university system, or in the college system. Means in the institution, that discipline is being studied. Means students are taking admission, teachers curriculum of that discipline are developed, are constructed, and teaching learning process that is being conducted in the school, in the college, and in the universities. Okay, so friends, you can say every discipline is having its own perspective. Like every discipline is having a political perspective, say cultural perspective. Many a time you will find that many topics, many themes, many issues that has been addressed in the discipline, you see that has been taken from our culture, from our cultural practices. Okay, so whatever culturally, whatever doing in our culture, in our society, that is also being a part of our discipline. So that's why every discipline is having a cultural perspective, a type of political perspective, historical perspectives, and philosophical perspectives. And when we talk about characteristics of a discipline, you see every discipline is having an institutional manifestation. Maybe a discipline of music, maybe a discipline of science, maybe a discipline of social science. You see, music is studied in the institutions. Okay, sports is being studied in the institutions. So yoga is studied in the institution. Yoga as a discipline, students are taking admission and they are studying yoga. Physics as a discipline, students are taking admission and they are getting a degree in physics. So that's why institutional manifestation is one of the characteristics. Intellectual followers of every discipline is having another characteristics. Every discipline is having a research base. This is also another characteristics. Every discipline is having a domain of knowledge and a body of knowledge. That is also another characteristics. And every discipline is having a type of historical base, or you can say a history, and its chronology and its development. So friends, today we discuss about the perspectives of a discipline and the characteristics of a discipline. As a researcher, as a follower of education, as a student of education, as a teacher of education, you should understand that what is the concept of a discipline, okay, and what are the characteristics of a discipline. So to whom we will say that it is a discipline? What are the different things? What are the different features should be there? What are the different characteristics should be there, so that we can say that this is a discipline? And when we constitute a discipline, when we form a discipline, we form and we constitute on the basis of what perspectives. So here every discipline is having a philosophy, every discipline is having a history, and every discipline is having a cultural and socio-political perspectives. So as a researcher, you should understand it, and a better understanding of your discipline, subjects, knowledge will help you to be a good teacher, and will help you to better understand your discipline and subjects that you are using, and the subjects that you are teaching to the students and doing research in that subjects. Thank you. In our next program, we will discuss other aspects of understanding disciplines and subjects. Thank you.